All right, so this is going to sound like a really weird concept, but I want to talk about how to make your advertising stand out by making it blend in. Now, I know that sounds really weird and crazy, and you're wondering, okay, well, how can I make it stand out if it blends in? Well, one of the best sources of inspiration for headlines and copy and for what a good ad should look like will come from news sites, right? So basically, if you can go and look at the type of stuff people are engaging with and reading and clicking on, and then you can make your content, whether it's a blog post, a lead magnet, a video sales letter, a webinar, whatever it may be, if you can then make it your ad come across with the same type of messaging, then you have a great chance to basically stand out from everything else. So again, you're going to be blending in with stuff that people are used to engaging with, which will cause you to then stand out to your target audience, right? Because your message is going to be completely different than everybody else's. So let me tell you what I do sometimes. I will use sites like CNN or Fox News or Yahoo, and I will go and look at their headlines, right? So the headline formulas they use to get clicks. And also on those sites, there's sponsors. You can see the sponsored stories and see the headlines in those because those sponsors are paying to basically get exposure. So they have probably some of their best headlines available. And another source of inspiration would be like gossip sites, like a TMZ or an OK Magazine or a People Magazine. Whether you go to the grocery store and look at their headlines or you just get on their websites, you'll notice that they have very engaging, very intriguing headlines. And a lot of times they just have good formulas that they use that you can then adapt to your business. So for example, you may go and look at a gossip site and it may say something like, did this celebrity just make the worst decision of their life or whatever? And you could adapt that to say something like, depending on what you do and what you sell, did Google just make the biggest SEO update in the history of marketing, right? So suddenly you've taken, something that could have just said the typical marketing agency, the typical marketer would just say something like, Google just made an update, or here's the latest update from Google, what you need to know, right? And instead, you've taken something maybe that's more news style and saying, did Google just make the biggest algorithm update in the history of marketing, right? That's going to get so much more attention, right? It's going to make your advertising stand out. And you can adapt that really across the board to all the stuff you do, from your ad headlines to your headlines on your landing pages, to your lead magnets, to your emails, right? And it doesn't mean that you want to use it all the time. It's just a great way to basically give people what they're used to seeing. That's the blend in portion of it. And then that'll make you stand out because these are concepts they're used to seeing, but they're used to seeing them positioned in the typical way, like how I did this, or how I made this amount of money, or how I did this, right? And instead you're flipping that on its head and you're modeling news stories and big news sites that people that get millions of visitors and that people are clicking on their stories all day long. All right, so that's how you can stand out with your marketing, by actually blending in. All right, I'll see you on the next episode.